Days Without End, published in 2016, stands as the ninth novel by Irish author Sebastian Barry, earning widespread critical acclaim. The book secured the 2017 Walter Scott Prize, claimed the 74th spot on The Guardian's list of the 100 best books of the 21st century, 2019 edition, and found a place on BBC News's 2019 compilation of the 100 most influential novels. Adding to its accolades, the novel clinched the 2016 Costa Book Award, a remarkable feat as Barry became the sole novelist to win the award twice, having previously triumphed with his 2008 work, The Secret Scripture. Narrated by Thomas McNulty, Days Without End unfolds as a retrospective account of his life, commencing around the age of 17, though he admits uncertainty about his exact age. The narrative begins when Thomas encounters John Cole in St. Louis, both being bereft of family, Thomas having lost his kin to the Irish famine, while John, with unknown Native American lineage, parted ways with his father in New England. Choosing companionship, the two forge a deep connection that evolves into love. Their unique circumstances lead them to spend 2 enjoyable years masquerading as women in a saloon, the absence of women in the town providing an opportunity for them to dance with minors. This experience triggers a profound shift in Thomas's gender identity and expression, a theme explored throughout the novel. As John and Thomas mature and their masculine appearances no longer allow them to pass as women, they leave Noon's saloon and enlist in the army. Their military service unfolds during the American Indian Wars, taking them on a journey across the United States to California and back, with a significant portion of their time spent at Fort Laramie, under the command of Major Neal, who strives for just practices in the war, and the virulently racist Sergeant Wellington. The duo faces various challenges. Their initial combat experience occurs in California, where they are dispatched to annihilate a Yurok village, an act celebrated by the local populace. Weather conditions force an early return eastward, leading to a perilous journey on the Great Plains, where starvation looms. Rescued by Oglala Sioux chief Caught His Horse First, the soldiers receive sustenance. The narrative takes a darker turn when conflicts arise after Caught His Horse First kills immigrants passing through restricted land. Seeking justice, soldiers retaliate by massacring an entire Oglala village, sparing only the children. These survivors are taken to Fort Laramie for education under Major Neal's wife, Mrs. Neal. Tragically, Caught His Horse First's family bears the brunt of the attack, with his wife and most daughters killed. Efforts to negotiate for his remaining daughters' release end in tragedy, as a soldier named Starling Carlton and sharpshooter Ligay Megan lead to her death. In summary, Days Without End weaves a tale of love, identity, and the harsh realities faced by 2 individuals navigating the tumultuous landscape of 19th century America. John and Thomas conclude their military service, and due to John's frequent illness caused by environmental factors near Laramie, they depart from the army. They bring along a young Sioux girl, whom they affectionately name Winona, and adopt as their daughter. Their journey takes them to Grand Rapids, Michigan, where they join a minstrel troupe owned by Noon, the same person who had employed them at the saloon. Thomas finds joy in performing, especially in an act where he can dress as a woman, showcasing his love for John as part of the performance. As the Civil War erupts, prompted by Beulah McSweeney, a free black man they befriended in Michigan, John and Thomas enlist in the Union Army. Serving under Major Neal alongside comrades Starling and Ligay, they endure the challenges of battle. Ligay sustains an injury and is sent home to Tennessee. Just before their service is set to conclude, John and Thomas are captured, enduring a harsh winter in a Confederate prisoner camp. They are eventually exchanged for Confederate prisoners of war and return home to Michigan. Recovered from their ordeal, they receive a plea from Ligay in Tennessee, seeking assistance in tending to his tobacco crop. Thomas, John, and Winona head south, with Thomas embracing women's clothing for part of the journey. In Tennessee, they live with Ligay, his partner Rosalie, and Rosalie's brother. Several years later, Starling brings news that Major Neal's wife and daughters have been kidnapped by Caught His Horse First. Despite the tragic losses, Caught His Horse First offers to trade the remaining daughter for Winona, who is revealed to be his niece. John refuses, but Winona leaves with Starling during the night. Unable to follow due to injury, Thomas pursues them and reunites with Winona and Starling at Laramie. Major Neal grants Thomas a temporary commission to remain on the base for the exchange, promising to revoke the enlistment afterward. The exchange goes smoothly, but Major, grief-stricken, leads the company to massacre the Sioux village. Focused on escaping with Winona, Thomas clashes with Starling, leading to Starling's death. An officer arrests Major for the order to massacre, and Thomas, dressed as a woman, escapes Laramie with Winona. On their way back to Tennessee, Thomas embraces her identity as a woman. However, trouble arises when officers come looking for Thomas, listed as a deserter because Major forgot to rescind her commission. Despite presenting as a woman, one officer recognizes her and insists on her surrender unless she wants John and Winona to face consequences. Reluctantly, Thomas turns herself in and faces a court-martial for desertion and Starling's death. Major intervenes, and just before her execution, Thomas's sentence is commuted to 100 days of hard labor. The novel concludes as Thomas completes her sentence and heads home to Tennessee, eager to reunite with John and Winona. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.